Well, we had good neighbors when I lived in Northern Virginia. Uh, from 19, I guess, oh, I'm going to say probably 1995, yeah, 94, 95. We had neighbors in our neighborhood that lived in our cul-de-sac. We're from Fairfax, Virginia originally. And so our sons befriended each other, the kids. So as the kids got to know each other, then we, the parents, got to know each other. And so we were invited to come down here for one of the Tea Party weekends. So we drove out here with them, and we spent the night here on High Street at 349 High Street because our good friend, her name is Karen Dionisio, and she's founded the Women in Need along with my wife and I and a few other friends. So we were kind of like the founding board members of that organization. It's a faith-based group, and we basically started there. And when we came here to the Tea Party, we liked the town and everything. We liked the environment, and we came then on a July 4th weekend and did the same thing. We spent the night at the house there. So kind of like a little bed and breakfast setting, and it was very, colonial and traditional, and we liked it, and I liked it a lot, and my kids liked it too, and we decided at some point, yeah, it would be good to move out here, and our friend eventually came back this way, and Karen, and then we shortly followed, and came out here as well. So we came out here in the June of 2003, and so I guess Hurricane Isabel had come through. So that was that year that we were here. And so we lived, we rented a house on High Street here for the first 2 years. And then subsequently we bought a home in Coventry Farms. They were building new houses in 2005, 6, and we moved out there in 2006. And my wife is a RN nurse, and she worked for the health department here. And I came in and I had left Sprint, which is a telecommunications company out in Reston, Virginia, and came out this way. And I was thinking of maybe getting into education. I thought that might be a good thing for me at the high school level. But it turns out it didn't work out that way, and I started a business of moving furniture, men on the move, and I had young sons at that time, and the other two young men that were our friends' children. So I said we can help out with the thrift store because they had a thrift store here, and they were finding it hard to find people to, deliver and unload furniture for them. So, and then she suggested, why don't you start a business and see how that goes? I said, well, it sounds like a good idea. And so here we are. We did it, and we've been here since 2005. Officially, we started that company. And so, and it's been good. It's helped a lot of people in the community. I think we've done some residents we've done 3 times. Yeah, it gives yeah, I see a different, perspectives, and it's worked out well, I think, because I've established, ties and bonds with the community residents, uh, also from the younger group of people that were in the, classmates of my kids. So that generation as well, you know, and they even refer to me as pops, when we go out and do jobs. So it's kind of funny, but yeah, I can't complain. I've been very fortunate and blessed and very happy here in this area. So yeah, I'm just I think with the different types of opportunities that present themselves. This was one where I knew of a vacancy, and I felt that maybe it would be good to represent that ward, and kind of hear what the residents have to say about their concerns, maybe some of their issues, and maybe try to be their ear or voice, and just see where that takes it. I'm not a politician by trade or anything. I just feel that I like good governing. I like good basic civics, and I like to see something like that, you know, maintained. And I don't like a lot of regulations and too much red tape. I think there's always ways to compromise and see things, you know, collaborate and be able to work together on things that need addressing concerns. and try to stay away from too much emotions and feelings and that type of thing. Just get back to basic governing and civics and things that make sense and that we can all benefit from. To be honest with you, I think this area has really grown pretty well. I think I like what I've seen as far as the changes, the upgrading of the downtown district, the new businesses that have been set up and established. As we develop, we become more like other, towns, small cities, I guess, and communities. We bring in a lot of talent here from the residents that have migrated to this area. But we can't forget the original residents as well, the ones that were here before us. And they have certain things that they like to do and certain traditions. And we're trying to hold on to that as well and try to work with the new, changes and things that happen here. So I know that there was a time when they were thinking of developing more in the waterfront area, and maybe that was a little too much too soon at that time. I don't know if we could have sustained it, but what we have now is very nice, and people seem to enjoy it. We have a lot of still open space. It would be good to have another maybe location, a park location within the town, so that the local residents can have access to it a little easier. Even from my neighborhood in my ward, to come down to the court where they like to play basketball, the youth and other people, it's a little dangerous, that intersection and that whole flatland road. So that's one of the things that I think needs addressing or needs to be looked at a little more. Yeah. Well, one positive thing that we, with the family YMCA that's going to be opening up, that opens up a lot more possibilities for the youth and for people our age as well to go and enjoy some physical activity, and so that's a good positive, and that's accessible for the young people that are here within the town. They can get to it. They may have to walk through the back streets of Washington College and then up Washington Avenue, but there's lights that they can cross. It's not as dangerous to get access or ride their bicycles or something. One thing maybe, in my own neighborhood, maybe a speed bump here and there, because there's a bend that goes around the neighborhood on Devon Drive, my street, and there's a part area there that cars can have blind spots and maybe not see who's out there walking their dog or something, because there's no sidewalks either on that side of the neighborhood. So something like that is more for the association, I think, but I'm not sure if that's something that maybe they could get some assistance for some type of speed bump there, so people will slow down a little bit there. Better lighting too on the Flatland Road, that stretch going down to Route 20, those type of things. Yeah, but even in our own town, I think we can always, and part of this with the business I have, we move furniture for all residents and some businesses within the community as well. So we go into different areas of the neighborhood, and it's a good thing because it allows people a chance to engage, and basically any preconceived notions maybe are taken away, and that's a good thing. I think we all tend to want to. It's kind of a family thing. You think about it. We do want to look after each other in a sense. We want to preserve our town and our community, help where we need to, and step back where we don't need to. So I personally don't like to. I'm a believer in a smaller type government. As far as I don't like too much control and influence from the government side, or I'd rather self-govern myself, and that's basic civics, and live that way. I think it's a sound way to do it, and also it's a way to not enable someone to become too dependent or reliant on the government to fix everything for you. Sometimes you have to reach those arrangements or fix those problems between yourselves. I think I can help be a voice maybe, hear the issues that concerns that some of my neighbors have or people in my community here in town, and be a voice for some of those too. Even if those that are not really vocal. There's a lot in the Hispanic community as well here in Chestertown and in Kent County that maybe don't have a chance to voice out their concerns or any issues that they may have encountered. I don't know. So that can be a way to funnel some of that, and I can be one of their, eyes and ears for them, if you will.